Raiders and your Menor Cardinals. Now let's meet tonight's teams. First, the visiting Shaker Heights Raiders. On the reserve, number 23, Praz Lenart. Number 2, Cora Bissett. Number 21, Adelaide Davies. Number 20, Abby Hawk. Number 31, Skylar James. Number 16, Josie Molnar. And number 19, Mia Yost. And starting tonight for the Raiders, number 8 at second base, Amelia Chevreau. Number 26 at shortstop, Emerson Miller. Number 27, the DP, Reagan Armstrong. Number 3 at center field, Eleanor Miller. Number 10 at first base, Molly Milligan. Number 17 on the mound tonight, Scout Harvey. Number 33 catching, Juliana Gentile. Number 11 at third base, Melanie Fogarty. Number 36 in left field, Harper Thornton. And number 5 in right field, Marissa Milgram. And now for your home team, your 2025 Menor Cardinals. On the reserves tonight, number 6, a sophomore, Aubrey Cologne. Number 19, a junior, Shy Harville. And number 35, a sophomore, Maddie Toledo. And now, starting tonight for your Menor Cardinals, number 9, a freshman at second base, Maddie Bean Jones. Number 8, a junior in left field, Savannah Nero. Number 23, a sophomore at third base, Ireland Rainey. Number 27, a sophomore in right field, Addison Belpiso. Number 7, a junior in center field, Gabby DeDante. And number 20, a junior on the mound tonight for the Cardinals, Sid Cahill. And our captains tonight, number 14, a junior catching, Catherine Bufar. Number 15, senior DP, Maggie Haydu. Number 28, a senior at first base, Maddie Mino. And number 44, a junior at shortstop, Sophia Molly. Your Cardinals are coached by assistant coaches Katie Palco and Josh Chubachubi and head coach Joe Bondra. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and join us as we honor America and those who serve to protect it with the playing of our national anthem. Sponsors of Menor High School softball. First, we want to thank our main sponsor.
And with the anthem of the nation, we are set for Greater Cleveland Conference rivalry softball between your Shaker Heights Red Raiders and the Cardinals of Menor High School. Of course, as you can see, an away game out here. You saw the whole lineup announcement for the Menor Cardinals squad. Shaker Heights was originally set to have the home game back at Lomond Elementary, but with the weird weather, baseball fully got canceled. They couldn't reschedule they couldn't reassign over to the away field of Brush. So the only option for Shaker Heights baseball or softball today was to have their softball game on the road here at the Menor High School campus. A lovely campus it is. They just reset some of their athletic facilities a couple years back, got a new football field, got the turf baseball field, and of course here you got 2 turf softball fields. We're playing the right turf softball field, the left one unoccupied for the moment being. But Shaker Heights here today coming off of a rough loss, and it was a loss that the score doesn't tell you the whole story. Shaker Heights came out and they competed against one of the best in the state, Brunswick Blue Devils, but they lost 20-0 in the very, very end. And the reason being is because in that final inning, the 7th inning, Brunswick was able to send in 11 runs in the final inning, and Shaker Heights just unable to get the bats going. Only 3 hits for him that time, and the 10 defensive errors were unable to there wasn't the balance there between the hits versus those defensive errors. So starting us off on offense, once again, Amelia Chevreau, and this one a tapper back to the pitcher. Throw on to first. Easy does it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Takes Chevreau out of the equation. Emerson Miller, the sophomore, up next. Also due up would be Armstrong. But Shaker Heights knows they're able to get these hits going, and as we said, they got 3 hits against Brunswick only a couple days ago. That pitch a roller down in the dirt. But Shaker Heights, in the seasons prior, have been no hit. Last year, they lost to them 16-0, 12-0, and now the score says that the loss was technically worse. This one fouled back. Your count goes 1-1. 1 away, nobody on. Shaker Heights was able to get base knocks against Brunswick, and that on its own is a big time improvement. Of course, if you're being no hit throughout an entire season against that GCC rival, just getting a single hit can do it. But Shaker Heights, this one popped up over to the right side by Emerson Miller. This one should be in play. But that one drops down, drops foul. So we're going to do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Nobody on as we're just getting things started out here. Again, Armstrong up in the on-deck circle. Emerson Miller, someone that got one of those 3 hits, got a single early on in the game. I believe that was in the very first inning. Other than that, Shaker Heights in their bats really just did struggle. They didn't get walks, which is entering into that game, their ratio to walks to hits was just about the same. And here, this one sent foul over to the right side once again. We're going to do it once again at an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. But yeah, Shaker Heights in that affair got struck out a bunch by Diliente. And in specific, I'm talking 14 times. That one missing inside, and we counted down early on in this one. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Shaker Heights needs hits early, and you saw even making contact like Chevreau just got a moment ago. Promising sign. Here's the pitch, and this one through the gap out in the shallow right field, and this throw going to sail over the head of the first baseman. Miller going to take 2 on the throwing error to first, and already the Red Raiders are in business with a runner in scoring position. Only 1 away. Reagan Armstrong, number 27, a left-handed hitter with an RBI opportunity. Armstrong unable to get anything going that last time up against the Blue Devils, but Armstrong knows that she's able to get something going against this pitcher who hasn't been throwing as fast as the Brunswick pitcher had the other day. That game Wednesday afternoon. Again, Shaker Heights baseball didn't have anything going due to the weather once more. And here, swing and a miss from Armstrong. Miller took the lead but headed right back. 1-2 goes your count. One away. Runner in scoring position is Emerson Miller. She's over at second. The pitch to Armstrong. That'll sail over the head of the catcher. The throw on to third. There is none, as Miller will easily move up 60 extra feet and take third. So even deeper into scoring position, Shaker Heights has something going for him. Armstrong with a now even count delivery. This one, did she go? Indeed, the umpire says. And down, technically swinging, is Armstrong. Next up, Eleanor Miller, number 3 on the back of her jersey, out in center field here today, as always. Trying to get in Emerson Miller. Over from third, 2 away here, a swing and a miss, big swing. Looking for that RBI, good looking swing, just unable to make the contact. And that's a lot of things that we saw in that game against Brunswick. Shaker Heights just unable to put bat to ball, even though they were taking the good swing, swinging at the good stuff. This one popped up over to the right side. And once again, that one just gonna drop down into foul territory. No one able to make the play. And Eleanor Miller coming back over to the right-handed hitter's box. But Shaker Heights, on the baseball side, the baseball squad has really been struggling with seeing the ball well as it heads into the strike zone and taking a lot of strike threes. Shaker Heights, on the other hand, in softball, has been doing well at these judgment calls. They've been swinging at the good stuff. It's just a matter of whether they can draw contact. And here Miller remains fighting in the AB. We do it again at no balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 away, an RBI opportunity here for Eleanor Miller, with a runner over at third being Emerson Miller. Here's another 0-2 delivery, and here, swing and a miss. Got Miller and retired the side on back-to-back strikeouts to close things out. Armstrong going down swinging, the same with Eleanor Miller, and Shaker Heights unable to get anything going there in the top of the first on offense, but we'll see. Scout Harvey, of course, heading back out to the mound for Shaker Heights softball. We'll see if they can keep them off the board as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from the Menor High School campus. And we're back with you here as the Menor Cardinals will get their first crack at things in the batting order. And they're going to start it off with their second baseman, number 9, coming up into the right-handed batter's box. Shaker Heights on defense, once again, trying a couple different things here, but the main difference to note is that Chevreau and Fogarty flipped on the infield. But of course, Scout Harvey once again back in at the pitching position there in the center circle, deals in ball number 1, 1-0 to begin things here. Shaker Heights from the defensive side did struggle a solid amount against Brunswick. This one fouled back into the netting behind home plate. Not exactly a backstop is what you'd call it, but it's just netting that goes from top to bottom. But with the wiring, it doesn't look like any of the big yellow softballs are exactly going to sneak under. Here's the pitch. Now one inside as well, a bit low as well. Beam Jones, the batter. Again, the second baseman here today, a freshman as well, leading things off for the batting order. Here's the pitch. And a big swing and a miss. And here it looks like the umpire over at first, saying something over to Scout Harvey. something I believe about feet positioning. Not exactly confident in what that would have been, but regardless, it's a 2-2 even count. This one upstairs eye level, or excuse me, that was ball 4. I had it wrong. Instead of 2-2, it was 3-1, and there you go. That one up high. So, first runner on, it's Beam Jones, the freshman over at first now. Narrow, the new batter. A bit of a shorter build for her. Out in left field today for the Cardinals. Gentile, the throwdown, and Chevreau trying to save it from getting out in the center. It will, but Miller right there to not allow Beam Jones to get any further. 0-0 your score here in the top of the first. Now a runner over at second to worry about for Scout Harvey. Next offering from her, and this one up high once again. Taking a bit of a hefty lead there is Beam Jones after the pitch release. Harvey struggling a little bit early in the first pitches. 6 pitches, 1 strike so far. Here's the next one, and this one just past Chevreau. That'll get into shallow right. The throw in, and the Menor Cardinals already able to score there first off of a walk, a steal of second, and an RBI single over to the right side. 1-0 now goes your score. Menor in the lead. Now here, Haydu, the batter, number 15. Acting today as a designated hitter. Here the throw on the second on another stealing attempt, unable to find the accuracy, and also not a whole lot of speed off the throw, so she'll get in there safely at second. Harvey on the 0-1, and here this one fouled up and over our heads, up over to the parking lot, and there you go. Harvey needing to get back into this 0-2 rhythm that now she's got her into an 0-2 count. Haydu seems like a power kind of hitter, especially with that foul off. And here, just that kind of situation. This one working its way all the way to the wall. Thornton with the throw in over to Emerson Miller. Miller on the throw to second and sliding in is the runner, and now she looks a little banged up, slow to get up. Over at second is Haydu on the RBI double. And now it looks like Rosen trying to make a argument, not totally confident on what was. Something about the runner's advancement. And she won't get the call desired. It's rare that you're going to see an umpire get or I suppose change the call after one has already been made. 2-0 now the score. Shaker still looking for the very first out on defense. Here the pitch to Rainey, just going to sneak past Gentile and no throw over to third. Just escaped through the 5-hole, kicked off of the foot. Unable to really rebound and make that throw. So now runner over at third, nobody out. 1-0 count as that one was low. Rainey with the next dealing to her. That one looked inside, and I believe that was her thought process, but called strike one, and even goes the count. Shaker Heights right now have already had 3 batters faced, and 2 of them have come in to score. The other, that third runner, over there at third base. And this one down low, Gentile with a good block, keeping it out in front of her. Now this throw goes over the head of Harvey. Shaker able to keep it in on the infield, so no advance for Haydu over at third. Shaker not letting them score that easy here for a third run. Here's the pitch, and this one lined off in the left. That one going to get over the head of Harper Thornton. It's going to score Haydu, no problem. The throw in from Thornton, and it's going to go as an RBI double for Rainey, and your score already goes 3-0. Shaker Heights already allowing 3 earned runs through. No defensive errors just yet, which, you know, is solid on its own, but we're already going to have a little bit of a mound visit to Scout Harvey. We're going to step aside for just a moment. Vaughn Ullum on the call for Menor. Quick mound visit there from assistant coach Pohl. Already 3 base knocks for Menor and a walk issued by her as well. No outs gotten for the Shaker defense just yet. This one sent foul over to the right side. That one just going to escape out of play to the right side. And this is what we're going to need to see out of Scout Harvey right now, is seeing some of these get fouled off and working it in a strike-heavy count. And this one just missing the mark, I suppose, outside of the batter. Smalley, the batter, number 44. Your shortstop here today. Here's the pitch. That one outside as well. Rainey over at second, taking the leads as the pitch leaves the hand of Scout Harvey, but immediately heading right back. 3-0 your score. That pitch right now on Main Street. That one, strike number 2. It goes even again, 2-2 count. Still nobody out just yet here in the bottom of the first. And here's the 2-2. And this one popped foul over to the right side once again. Woo! Getting a little close to the cars over there in the parking lot. And I mean, that's something we see at a lot of these high school parks, is that the fans that aren't here that often, typically the away fans that tend to park closer, they are at much of a higher risk to get their car smashed by a softball or a baseball. We've seen that happen a great many times in the game of softball. Here, a tapper picked up by Emerson Miller. The throw on to first in time. Namali Milligan over at first. There is out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. Took a minute to get there, but they will get that first out. Runner advances over to third. That's Rainey, number 23. Maddie Mino, the new batter, number 23. One away, runner on third. Shaker Heights needs to clean this one up. Here's the pitch. And this one fouled off into the near side netting. 0-1 goes the count to start things off here for Minot's AB. Number 28, excuse me, not 23. Minot here today, the first baseman. The pitch, this one down low, gently keeping it out in front of her. Won't allow Rainey to make a move to home. And here, another throw on to the center circle that's going to get away from Scout Harvey. Hopefully not ever going to come back to bite. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. This pitch upstairs, and 2-1 goes the count. The defensive makeup here today for the Red Raiders. Catching the balls and strikes once again, Juliana Gentili. Your pitcher, of course, being Scout Harvey. Here's the pitch, and this one a liner. That one's going to get down in the left center. Eleanor Miller's throw in, going to sail over the head of Emerson Miller, but they will get it back in. There comes in another run number 4, and still only 1 out. Men are right now cooking with the bats, and it hasn't been walks. It's all been hits, except for one that started off the inning. But other than that, man, hit after hit for the Cardinals. Belviso now the batter. Here's the first dealing to her from Harvey. That one right in there. Good pitch that time from Scout Harvey. Right now, of the 26 pitches, 14 hitting the mark, so just over half of them. This one fouled back into the near side netting, right to where your camera lies. Don't worry, you're safe. Runner over at second is Mo, who had a deep line drive out in the left center. Able to knock in that runner from third. Belviso trying to get the same kind of story, but here a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Scout Harvey able to pick up out number 2 here in the bottom of the first. So now the second to last in the order, that's the catcher, number 14, Buford. A smaller player, which is typically not what you see out of a catcher size-wise. Typically you see a bigger build. This one, a fly out in the center, and barely needing to move an inch was Eleanor Miller, but she will make the routine grab out in center. And that, after a long bottom of the first, they will get out of it, though they gave up 4 all-earned runs, and Shaker Heights due up for them now. Going to be Molly Milligan, Scout Harvey, and Juliana Gentili, the 5, 6, 7 batters due up next for Shaker. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. I'll be right back with you for the call of the second. And we're back with you here for the top of the second inning. Shaker Heights back up to bat, and they were threatening last time, just unable to scratch or run through. So Molly Milligan, Scout Harvey, and Juliana Gentili, the 3-2 up, looking to build on their offense and finally get those runs across here in one of the tough GCC opponents. Again, Shaker Heights losing to Brunswick the other day, 20-0. And though Menor is off to a better start offensively, you can argue that Shaker is off to a better start offensively than how they were against Brunswick as well. Though they did strike out to end that top of the first. Back-to-back Ks against Armstrong and Emerson Miller. They are a big swing and a miss that time from Molly Milligan. Your count goes even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Milligan so far batting a solid .500. Here's the pitch. That one upstairs. Unable to knock a hit up against the Blue Devils, but got 2 against Euclid on Monday when that was an ugly little game. She also came away with a home run, and not an inside the parker, one that actually left over the home run wall, and taking this one once again 3-1. Now goes your count. Milligan looking for a walk here. We'll see. Again, Harvey would be due up next. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and a swing and a miss that time. How was the pitch to swing at? She was very right in making the motion, just unable to draw the contact. Milligan, her best game so far was when she was a home run away from the cycle, a single, double, and triple up against Beaumont. This one fouled over to the right side. But yeah, 3 for 5 she went that day. And that, of course, helped out the average to this 500 mark. Even with over 3 games, it remains 500 or better. Milligan looking for more here today, and here swung at something upstairs, and all smiles after that one. She knew she shouldn't have swung at that one. Coach kind of giving her a signal as well, saying, wasn't the exact pitch you want to go for, but you live and you'll learn, and the count will remain. Way to draw contact that time. And here's the payoff pitch. This one's sent into the left side of the field. That one going to get through the infield and thrown back in by Narrow, but there you go. A leadoff single to begin things here in the top of the second inning. Big time cut for Molly Milligan, and there you go. That'll move it even further up to past 500 as the average. Milligan keeping it rolling on offense, and looks like here we're having a brief meeting between Harvey and head coach Rosen over there as the third base coach. Rosen giving the signal to Milligan and over to Harvey. And now we're set for the new AB. And there, the catcher on her feet quickly, making sure Milligan doesn't move any further than she already has. The single was enough, says Buford. Milligan set to take a lead, and now she's going to bolt for it. And the throw missing the mark, and Milligan in safely over at second. So runner in scoring position for the Red Raiders with nobody out. RBI opportunity now for Harvey. An even count here, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out just yet. Here's the pitch. And here, that one, ooh, off the bat, hits the ump. Also, one of the This Day in Baseball history facts we found today was actually one of the interesting ones. And the reason I know that is because, well, Shaker Heights baseball was supposed to have a game today. And here, a swing and a miss from Scout Harvey. Goes down swinging. That's the 3rd swinging strikeout produced by Cahill. Gentili now the batter, the catcher in today's game. The first pitch upstairs. Molly Milligan staying content over at second. No steal of third just yet. On a passed ball, we can imagine that she would book it 60 feet. But we'll see. Here's the pitch. This one down low. Keeping it out in front of her was Buford. Your count 2-0. Gentili staying patient up at the plate. Up next would be Fogarty. Here's the pitch. That one right down the middle. Gentili laying that one off. Gentili also batting pretty well as well, though the averages. This one fouled over behind us, behind home plate, and looks like Scout Harvey's father going to go ahead and get it. But yeah, the average doesn't prove to be that great considering they are counting in scrimmages, but if you're just counting in regular season, Gentili has had a decent go as well. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back into the netting once again. And as that one is blown out of play, we're going to get another 2-2 pitch to Juliana Gentili, number 33 on the back of her jersey, staying very, very disciplined behind home plate, and she has kept balls in front of her whenever they have passed. And this one, Juliana Gentili swings out one in the dirt to throw on the first, and the drop third strike will get Gentili on, and Milligan moves from second all the way to third, and there with one out, it's going to be runners at the corners for Shaker Heights now. Fogarty with an RBI opportunity, though double play is in order for the Menor Cardinals defense. Melanie Fogarty with a big-time chance here to get Shaker Heights on the board against the Cardinals, a squad in which they have struggled against so much over the past couple of seasons. This one just missing outside for ball one. Gentili over at first, Milligan over at third. Cahill, the pitcher. Here comes pitch number 39, and they're a swing and a miss. A little bit up high, but more than likely going to be ruled to strike that. So, smart option to take the hack. Here you go, even once more. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away. Runners at the corners. Here's the pitch. This one up high. Good hold that time from Fogarty. Due up next would be Harper Thornton. Assuming she gets that opportunity, she represents the bottom of the order at spot number 9. Fogarty, of course, number 8, though 11 on the back of her jersey. This pitch just low. Good take that time from Fogarty. Now 1 ball away from getting these bases loaded. Here's the pitch. This one up high, and indeed, they go loaded. Good patient at bat that time for Melanie Fogarty. Gentili moves up to second. Milligan remains at third, and there you go. Bases loaded. Bases loaded for the Red Raiders. Due up after her, Harper Thornton would be Chevreau. Chevreau grounded out her first time up. Thornton getting her first crack at things. Here's the first pitch, and a swing and a miss. A pitch a little bit inside, maybe jammed her a little bit. Rosen giving her a signal. We go back to it. 0-1 now the count. And this one up high. And here's the throw on the third. Milligan back in safely with a head-first slide. Shaker Heights on their feet early here. And they know that they are able to tie this thing up here this inning, but they're taking this one down the middle was Harper Thornton, the left fielder in today's game. Had a couple balls sent her way, though not able to make any good plays on them. This pitch up high, good take that time, evened up goes the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases are loaded with Fogarty at first, Gentili at second, Molly Milligan at third. Cahill up to 45 pitches. Here's 46. And this one fouled back up and into the netting. Wade fouled away. Way to stay alive in the AB. 1 out here with the bases loaded. I mean, big time opportunity for Shaker. Here's the offering, and this one, ooh, catches the bottom half of the zone. Not half bad of a take, just unable to get it going that time. And Chevreau due up next, back up to the top of the order. Unfortunately was the victim of a handful of strikeouts in yesterday's game. Today a swing and a miss that time as she begins the new AB. 1 pitch, 1 out, got her done with last time. Though it was a decent bit of contact from Chevreau. Here's the pitch down low. Milligan still threatening to take leads over at third. And you can see the catcher really anxious about seeing that runner over at third. Chevreau with a tapper. This one could go fair, but is the throw in indeed just barely. So with bases loaded, one out, Shaker just unable to get through it with any runs up to the board, and Shaker Heights still down by 4 as we head into the bottom half of the second inning. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be right back with you for the bottom of this second. Shaker Heights back out on defense. They struggled a little bit last time with 3 runs coming in without an out. After that, they were able to control the damage pretty well, but Shaker Heights on offense on the other side, you just saw there, unable. They continue to threaten, but are just unable to scratch any to the scoreboard. This one just missing the mark. 2-0 goes your count. Harvey up to 32 pitches to this point of the 32. It's been 18 ruled as strikes. This one missing once more, 33 pitches now, but the strike count remains 18. Shaker Heights now has Dedante in a 3-0 spot. You can imagine she'll take all the way. And here's the 3-0. That one laid right in there, but oh, that was probably the very first time I've ever seen in high school baseball and softball that anyone has taken a swing at a 3-0 pitch. I have never, ever seen that, and this time it won't work out as it's fouled off to the left side. But how about that? Here a tapper over to Fogarty. A third throw across the diamond in time, just barely. First base coach wanted it for Menor, but just narrowly beat out Dedante, and there you go. Beam Jones, number 9, walked her first time up at the plate. She represents the top of the order, and here she is once again. First pitch on the new batter. That one in there for sure. On Beam Jones, number 9, the second baseman in today's game. Yeah, walked, stole second, then ended up coming around to score on an RBI from Nero. Nero able to get an RBI single, though 3 doubles came in that bottom of the first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And this one lined and just barely missed by Eleanor Miller. Tried to catch it out in front of her, just misses the mark. And now Fogarty and Miller just sharing an exchange here, trying to keep each other pumped up. Just an unfortunate little look that time. Should have been out number 2, and you can tell Beam Jones. You can tell Beam Jones just knows that she shouldn't be on base. Here's the throw, and Chevreau able to catch this one before it sails into shallow right center. So another runner in scoring position here for the Cardinals on a defensive Menor error, or excuse me, defensive Shaker error. Here's the 1-0, and this one fouled back into the glove of Juliana Gentili. Goes a strike 1, 1-1, even goes your count. So that was Shaker's very first defensive error, which is honestly a decent sign if you really do think about it. Shaker Heights with 10 defensive errors in that last game against Brunswick. And, ooh, Kind of a wacky little swing that time from Nero. 1-for-1 so far, as we said, with that RBI single. And she came across to score as well. With a swing like that, she's looking for some more RBIs, but Harvey not letting it happen. And this one, a tapper over to third. Fogarty with the throw on to first in time. And 2 outs that way from third to first across the diamond. Fogarty working her magic, and Beam Jones did advance from second to third, but with 2 outs, doesn't feel as much of a threat. And here the batter, Haydu, number 15, had a big RBI liner out into left center. One of the 3 that doubled. That one just missing the mark. Ball 1. Maggie Haydu in a streak of 3 batters that got 3 straight hits. It was Nero, it was Haydu, it was Rainey. And all 3 of them came in as runs. Here's the pitch. This one down low, ruled ball 2. 2-1 goes your count. 2 outs. Beam Jones on third, set to take the lead as this one sails out of the hand of Scout Harvey, who's up to 45 pitches. Here's 46, and that one just missing outside. Maggie Haydu, we saw the power already off of her. Harvey trying to throw up a 0 onto the board here, but this one's sent up into center field. Miller ranging back a little bit, step by step, makes the routine grab, and there is out number 3. Shaker Heights with a much cleaner bottom of the inning here. They let 4 come across in the first, but here they throw up a 0, and Shaker Heights coming to bat when we come back. Shaker Heights has been able to threaten with runners in scoring position, and those back-to-back innings, we'll see if they can finally get one through. They're down 4-0 as we enter into the 3rd inning. Thanks for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum is on the call. And we're back with you here at the Menor High School campus. Again, one of the newer athletic facilities that they've made out here is the softball field, and Shaker Heights getting their crack at it in what is probably one of the closest games Shaker Heights has had against Menor as a team in a handful of years. That's per, of course, head coach Victoria Rosen, but, well, she has no reason to lie to us. Emerson Miller, 1-for-1 on the day, coming in to start things off. Behind her going to be Armstrong and Eleanor Miller. 2-3-4 due up here. Emerson Miller going 1-for-1. Just got an easy single, but came around from corner to corner, just unable to get through to home. Not exactly sure what we're waiting on right now. Harville, the new catcher. And we also have Buffard, who was the catcher, moving to short. So here's the throw on the first. Miller with a good piece of contact, but Beam Jones just able to throw on the first. And as we look at the center circle where the infield comes in, my goodness, they are tall. Just about all of them are the height of Reagan Armstrong, and that's just rather impressive for a public school to have that kind of size and height. But oh well, one pitch, one out goes Emerson Miller. First pitch in on Reagan Armstrong. Just in there on the outside half of the plate. 0-1 to begin things. One out, nobody on just yet. Here in the top of the third. Next pitch from the right-handed dealer to the left-handed batter. Now one up, tight and in. Tried to take a swing at that. Probably would have hit the hands. As you could see her jolt back into the batter's box. Here, Armstrong, a player that needs to get something going against the GCC opponents. But yeah, for the Menor defensive makeup, I haven't really been through that yet. Belviso over in right. DeDante out in center. Nero in left. Here's the pitch. That one, ooh, almost ran in and got Armstrong up high. And originally, the right side of the infield hasn't changed. They still have Menno over at first, and they have Beam Jones at second, who just made that bang-bang play to get Emerson Miller out. On the left side, Rainey remains over at third. Here's the pitch. That one inside. Armstrong with a 5-pitch walk. Started off in an 0-1 spot, but then 4 straight ones missing the zone, and there you go. Shaker with their first runner on here in the top of the third. But yeah, I'm really not exactly sure. Buford moved over to short, switched positions with the catcher, Harville. Not totally certain as to why. This pitch down low. Armstrong was thinking about it, but with a head first slide, she's back over at first. With Armstrong over at first, we'll see if they want her to steal at all. Might just be on a pass ball here. Eleanor Miller with a foul off to the right side. Shaker Heights with their team bus just right over there outside of foul territory to the right of the first baseline. Might not be the smartest idea from the the bus driver to put it right there. But here, this one up the middle. The force out over at second. The throw to first, Miller will beat it. So it'll go as a fielder's choice to get out number 2. Armstrong heading back to the dugout. Molly Milligan comes back. Milligan 1 for 1 on the day so far with a single. Shaker Heights yet to get anything more than a single. Been struggling to get the extra base hits so far against Brunswick and Menor, but we'll see how they shape this one out to be. This one, a tapper, and this one popped up, and the routine grab made out and left by Nero, and with that, 4 batters up, and Shaker Heights getting the contact they want. Just unlucky placement for the time being, and 4-0 remains your score as we head into the bottom of the third inning. Menor on top here at their home base, Menor, Ohio. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be right back with you. Ireland Rainey back out for the offense of the Menor Cardinals. Here's the pitch, and that one, I suppose, down low. Maybe a bit outside that time for ball 1. Menor Cardinals out in their gray jerseys, red pants. Not your typical look for a softball squad. This one down low. Granted, the Shaker Heights softball team also with colored pants, unlike the Shaker Heights baseball team, only red and gray pants for home and away. Shaker Heights always wearing the black pants. That one in there for strike number one. 2-1 goes your count. As that one was watched on by Ireland Rainey. 1-for-1 on the day so far with a run and an RBI to her name. Rainey, a third baseman. Umpire said something to the batter. Now we're back to it, and this one a tapper over and just gets through the 5-hole of Amelia Chevreau. And here, obstruction over at first pushed Molly Milligan. Granted, probably wouldn't have advanced over to second. And now the umpire's going to talk this one over. If it is obstruction, it makes sense. But granted, when the Shaker Heights coach asked for a change, they wouldn't get it. And so if they didn't see it, they can't call it any different. We'll see how they roll this. They're probably going to tell the same thing they did to Rosen, is that we just didn't see it. We can't make the call any different. And indeed, that's going to be the case. I mean, if an umpire doesn't see it here at the high school level, you're not going to have replay review. They're not going to pick up this broadcast and say, well, let's see what we see. You can't see anything different, and we're aware, actually, as well, that the first base is a little bit cut off as well. Our apologies here. This pitch up high from Scout Harvey, but Shaker Heights still down 4-0. As we speak about umpires, actually, the baseball fun fact I was going to make earlier but didn't was that on this day in baseball history, that one just narrowly missing a car out in the parking lot. It was that, let me see if I can find this once again. Yes, on this day in 1966 in the Major League Baseball, that one inside just missing. But Major Leagues had their very first black umpire, and that was in actually a Cleveland game where Cleveland won 5-2 against the Senators. Here, this one lined off in the left. That one going to get in the left center. The throw in from Thornton over to Emerson Miller. They're going to hold their runner over at third. It'll be runners at the corners with nobody out. Another little piece of on this day in baseball history was in 1962, the New York Mets played their very first game. And I know this game is softball, but I had my research done for the baseball game today, and I'll be darned if I don't get to use those two. Those are two fun little stay in baseball histories, so there you go. Of course, having the very first black umpire in baseball, Major League Baseball history is a big, big feat. That one right down the middle. No throw on the second as Harville advances 60 feet from first to second. Didn't want to make the throw down with Rainey over at third. Here's the pitch, and this one hammered off in the center. This one going to be a routine catch for Eleanor Miller. Tagging up is the runner, Rainey from third, and Miller continues to build that lead forward. It's now 5-0 with the Cardinals on top. Harville remains at second. And there it looks like Scout Harvey with a little bit of confusion, thinking there were 2 outs. There's only 1. Belviso would be the next batter up. Right now the Menor coach talking it over with the umpire. Yeah, the scoreboard out in left field says 2 outs. Now it'll be moved back down to 1. A little bit of confusion, but nothing too crazy. And not exactly sure what the matter is for the Menor head coach and the umpire. Eventually, they're going to get it figured out. I believe more than likely just a substitution. And indeed, that will be the case. New batter here. Toledo, the batter, number 35. How the umpire going to notify Tori Rosen of the changes. Catcher Juliana Gentili and pitcher Scout Harvey talking things over as we await the new AB. A lot of confusion here for one pinch hitting change. And we're still awaiting this pitch to be thrown. One out, one runner on. It's Harville over at second. And finally, one hitting change that took about 3 minutes to get everyone filled in on. We're finally going to get the next pitch. New batter being Toledo, and pitch inside on Toledo, taken for ball number 1. 5-0 your score. The Menor Cardinals leading here. Shaker Heights still very much in it on offense. They have been threatening. And Shaker Heights really doesn't want to get into, ooh, that one hit a car on the bounce off the concrete of the parking lot. Hopefully all is well. But that evens things up 1-1 to account, 1 away. Next pitch to Toledo. That one going to be in there, catching the inside half. That's Scout Harvey's 60th of the 60 delivered, 36 of them hitting the zone. 15 batters faced so far, 1 strikeout, 1 walk issued, and that one just up high on Toledo. Ducked out of the way, a little bit excessive, but regardless, playing it safe. Evened up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second still, Harville. And this one lined off in a right field. That one going to get down in front of Marissa Milgram. Bobbles the handle, and this throw in to Chevreau. She's unable to pick it up, and so runner advances. Toledo up to second. Harville scored, and 6-0 now goes the score. Buffard, the batter. Shaker Heights with 2 defensive errors so far. 1 from Chevreau, 1 from Miller. Here the throw on the third. That should get her. Oh, no, just slid under the tag. Bit of a high arcing throw from Gentili, unable to beat it out. And so Toledo now safe at third. 6-0 the score, threatening to be run number 7. Buford 0 for 1 on the day so far. And here's the 1-0. That one just up high over the Menor word mark on the jerseys. Gray jerseys, red pants for Menor. A bit of a bright look for Shaker Heights. Red jerseys, black pants. That one missing the mark as well. Not exactly sure where. 3 balls, no strikes. Even though I thought that was ball 2. It should have been. I believe the scoreboard has it wrong. No, that one in there on a 3-0. And so now your count goes 3-1. Scoreboard had it wrong. My apologies. Toledo at third, and this one sent over. Just going to sneak through past the glove of Emerson Miller. Buford will round first, but stay put, content with the RBI single. And Shaker Heights once again struggling on the defensive side. And we're starting to see what it's like having one singular pitcher pitch something like 3 games in a week. Next pitch from Harvey. This one sent over to the left side. Going to hit off the roof of the Menor Cardinals dugout. Everyone all right? Someone going to go ahead and grab that. DeDante, the batter. Buford taking the lead off of first as pitch low, missing for ball number 1. 1-1 even goes your count. 1 away, runner on first base. Next pitch from Harvey. This one fouled off over to the left side once more, out of play. And there's strike number 2. 2 strikes coming off of foulaways to the left side. DeDante 0 for 1 on the day, representing the bottom of the order. We'd go back up to the top. And here another foul over to the left side. That one reaching over to the batting cages over there. We'll get some new replacement softballs. And so once again, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And this one down low. Good take that time from Dante. Only 1 strikeout so far for the Menor offense, and that came from Belviso, the right fielder in today's game. But here, Emerson Miller able to snatch this one up, the flip on, and the throw to first. Not going to be in time. It'll go as another fielder's choice on the Menor offense for out number 2 in the bottom of the third. Shaker Heights down by 7 now. 4 runs coming in that first inning, none in the second, but 3 here in this third. Here's the first pitch to the new batter, Beam Jones, with an easy foul over to the left side. The Menor Cardinals head coach over at the third baseline with a good little routine grab. Looks like she could still play out there, out on the infield. But regardless, she's a little too old for that. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one up high. And, ooh, Beam Jones giving her a little look down. Kind of an aggressive look back to the mound as that one was up high. And this one fouled off the leg of Beam Jones. That'll go as strike 2. As the count goes into Harvey's favor, this would be a good moment for her to get the K, get them rattled. This pitch down low. They're not going to try the throw on the second. Dante would have had it beaten out by a mile. 2 away, even count, runner on second. It's going to be a 2-2 pitch. Harvey's 78th. And this one down low, taken once more. And Dante once again moves up 60 feet. So from first to third in the blink of an eye, and a payoff pitch to come here with 2 away. Big time pitch here. And this one fouled back onto the Menor Cardinal behind home plate. Turf field out here in Menor, of course, as we were talking about all these new facilities. Wouldn't be as much something to brag about had it not been a turf field. Here's another payoff, and this one lined off in the right. That one going to get down and score the 8th. Beam Jones rounding first, but going to stay put, and 8-0 goes your score to the advantage of the Cardinals. Beam Jones now going 1 for 2 on the day, with a run and a walk to her name as well. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout as we get the infield and the catcher in to talk at the center circle. We're going to step aside. 8-0 your score. Menor leading here at their home base. And we're back with you. 8-0 your score. The Menor Cardinals leading out here in Menor, Ohio. This one popped up. That should be getting out of play and hitting off of the top of the Red Raider dugout and over near, again, that Shaker Heights team bus over there on the right side. If that ball had just more power to it, then boom, that can go through a window over there on the right side. It's not out of the question. Here, this pitch up high, Gentili with the throw down, and it's going to escape out in the shallow right, but kept close by Chevreau, and it won't get away too far. So 2 4-run innings now for the Cardinals. Got their first 4 in the first, and then got their next in the third. It was a great second inning. Got it done with very quick. This one going to escape Gentili. She'll get back to it here on the near side netting. But once again, an advancement from the runner And that's Beam Jones, the one who lined it off in the right, scoring the 8th run of the ball game for Menor. Also one that gave that harsh look over to Scout Harvey when she threw one up and in. Your count now with that one missing, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one inside. And excuse me, that was ball 4. Both game changer and the scoreboard out here confused as to whether that last pitch missed or made. It looks like it missed, and there you go.
Let's go, Shaker. Reset. Just need one little out.
Here's the pitch. This one's skied up. This one should be an out. Chevreau unable to get to it, but over the head grab for Chevreau over at second for the first time this season. And there you go, out number 3. Shaker Heights not out of it yet, though the score might heavily favor Menor. Shaker Heights continuing to threaten out on offense. We'll see if they can just finally get one to come through to the scoreboard. Thanks for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be right back. Cologne, the one that walked just a couple moments ago, out in the field for the Cardinals now. Also Toledo, someone that came in to score earlier in that 3rd inning. Scout Harvey to get things started off on the offensive side here at the top of the 4th inning. It's going to be Harvey, Gentili, and Fogarty. Harvey and Gentili struck out their first time up, while Fogarty was able to walk, so a bit of a different kind of situation there. Harvey takes this one for ball 1. Shaker just needing to get some hits racked up. Only 2 so far. And with that ratio of 2 defensive errors and plenty of earned runs, not exactly the best of ratios. This one should be getting out of play. And indeed, you heard the clink of the metal over there to the right side. And that'll go for strike number 1. Harvey entering into today, including Myrtle Beach, with a average of 476. That would be, I believe, better without it. Had a phenomenal ball game against Beaumont, went going 4 for 4 with a walk as well. Shaker Heights went on to win that game, and also the first 4 games, they mercied their opponents. This pitch down low. 3-1 goes your count. Shaker Heights has really done well at the very beginning of the season, better than Shaker Heights was exactly expecting themselves, but they came out and they have balled. But as we knew, Scout Harvey taking this one, ball 4, taking first, runner on to lead things off here in the top of the 4th. Gentili now the batter. But yeah, we were all worried about how Shaker Heights would fare in the GCC. Here a tapper and a flip on to second, the throw to first, and Gentili definitely safe. Able to extend that right leg, get it down to first before the catch was made by the first baseman, Minot. And Melanie Fogarty with 1 away and 1 on. Now the right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher. 8-0 the score. Shaker Heights looking for their first run against one of the top-tier GCC opponents. Of course, Brunswick has been runner-up for the past couple of seasons in the GCC. Menor has won the GCC in these back-to-back years. Gentili set to take that lead off of first, and with the pitch delivered, she will. But the dive back in over at first, and she's safe by a mile with the head-first slide. Fogarty 0 for 0 with the walk. Count 1-1. This one down low. It's going to get away. Gentili was thinking about it. It'll hit off of the leg, I suppose, of the umpire, so it didn't escape out to the backstop. A bit of a lucky bounce that time. 2-1, the count went away, 1 on. This one down low once more. Harville thinking about the throw on the first once again. Gentili not stealing unless it's a clearly passed ball. Which if you're Shaker trying to keep outs off the board and just trying to get runners on, that's the way to go. And there's ball 4. So 2 walks issued now by Cahill early on here in the top of the 4th. And it looks like Harville going to talk things over with Cahill. Catcher coming out to the center circle. Just giving some smiles over to Cahill, giving a little embrace, and it looks like she'll be heading right back over. Easy little conversation there. Harper Thornton 0 for 1 so far with a strikeout to her name. And here showing bunt, this one fouled back. Bit of an awkward piece of contact as that one was sent back into the backstop. Already 5 strikeouts to the Shaker Heights offense. 1 to Armstrong, 1 to Eleanor Miller. 1 to Harvey, 1 to Gentili, 1 to Thornton. Thornton just hoping to not be that victim once again. This one down low. Gentili taking that lead off of second. Fogarty now standing on first. Fogarty has now walked twice in both plate appearances. Here's the pitch. That one going to be catching for strike number 2. Thornton used to be at the very top of the order. That was while they were experimenting with things out in Myrtle Beach. After that, kind of put her down low. And that's kind of an interesting thing in both the game of softball and in baseball. You're either at the very, very top. If you're not one of those 3, 4, 5 hitters, you're either at the top or the very, very bottom. And sometimes it tends to just be interchangeable. There, Thornton fouls it off over to the right side. Almost got a little bit of Chevreau over there in the on-deck circle. And here's the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Got her once again on another swinging strikeout. Strikeout number 6 now for Cahill. Amelia Chevreau now digging in. 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. And now here another RBI opportunity. Those Shaker Heights really struggling to get bat to ball when it comes to these kinds of positions. We'll see if it happens once more. And hopefully this is something they would address in practice moving forward out of this week. Here's the pitch, and Chevreau with a swing and a miss once more. 0-2 goes the count. Gentili on second, Fogarty on first. Another RBI opportunity here. A lot of LOB players left on base. This one popped up. Shaker now hoping that this one gets out of play, but no, caught in foul territory over to the right side, and there is out number 3. So once again, Shaker Heights with runners in scoring position, just unable to get anything through. So Shaker Heights now needs to play some more defense, keeping the score where it is, but they are down. It's 8-0. Men are in the lead. Braylon Arthin now, a relief pitcher here for the Shaker Heights Red Raiders. Arth only with a single inning pitched, in which he pitched 42. Left 1 on base, allowed 2 earned runs, but 5 total on 3 hits. That was against Rhodes. All 5 of those runs, I believe, were the only runs scored against Shaker Heights in that away game in Rhodes. Shaker Heights, however, won at 26-5 after 3 innings. This game, a very, very different kind of story. 8-0. Shaker Heights is down on the road. But yeah, Braylon entering into today having a 14 earned run average. So we'll see how Arth can play this one. Here's first pitch to her. And that one inside for ball 1. Rainey wasn't exactly expecting that one to come inside. And again, it's a difference in speeds as well between Braylon and Harvey. So it's something maybe something different to get used to. So if you're Rosen, either your strategy is to just get more reps in there or just try to trip them up and give them something a little different. Here's a 2-0 from Arth. And this one high arcing up eye level for Rainey. 3 balls, no strikes. Ireland Rainey on a 3-0. Can't imagine she'll be taking a swing at this one, and indeed she will not. And indeed she will take first base. Keep in mind, since we're getting to this point, unless it's something like the final inning, which we saw the other day against Brunswick, of course, 11 runs coming in that final inning, but if the score becomes a 10-run deficit, typically what we do is we then step aside. This one blasted out in the left. That one going to get over the head of Scout Harvey, who's now playing out in left field to throw in. And there you go, Fogarty with the throw in. So there's run number 9. And yeah, as we do a 10-run deficit, we step aside. We'll leave the camera going, and you can continue to watch your thing go on here. But yeah, typically you'll see that happen when Shaker Heights is beating Euclid by a sizable margin. Or maybe Shaker Heights beating Cleveland Heights, something of that sort, but here's the pitch, and here a swing, and this one's sent foul over to the left side on the netting of the batting cages, and that's going to be someone's job to go ahead and punch that one out of that netting, because it's just resting on up there. 0-2 count now. Here's the pitch, and this one fouled back into the foot of Minot. 1 run already coming across here in inning number 4. And here's another 0-2. This one cut on. This one popped up. And that one could bloop, but Miller making the grab, going down to the knees and making the catch. Good athletic work that time from Miller. Good hustle from number 3, the center fielder, covering a lot of area out there. Now Toledo, 1 for 1 on the day, coming back out. 1 away, 1 runner on. Here's the pitch. This one down low. Now Arth with the next offering. This one down low. Gentili with a late throw on the 3rd, and it looks like she'll slide in safe. Over there on the left side of the infield. Gentili struggling typically to recognize that a steal is taking place. And once again, the same kind of story that time. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And this one sent up the middle. That one going to get through and score run number 10. And so we'll keep you through here to the end of the inning. And then as this one has gone double-digit deficit, we will then step aside and let the camera continue to go, but us in our work of commentary, that's when we will be stepping aside. Here's the throw down over to second, almost at him. But just a couple of bounces over to second, going to take the momentum out of the throw, and she will be safe at second. Here's the pitch from Arth, and this one low once again. 1-1 even count, one away with one runner on is Toledo over at second. Arth to 14 pitches. Here's 15. This one up high. An easy call that time for Blue behind home plate. Now this one in sight. An interesting decision for the coach to put in Arth. The remaining pieces of the defense remain the same except for Harvey replacing Thornton out there in left field. This one gonna get away from Gentili. Runners will go to the corners on the passed ball. Toledo moves up to third. So DeDante, number 7, coming back up here for the Menor Cardinals. Back in the bright red pants. Braylon Arth rocking a big red hoodie, trying to stay warm out here. This pitch up high. And Buford going to take second. DeDante 0 for 2 on the day. But a run as well as she reached on error. Shaker Heights with only 2 errors so far. This one laid right down the middle for strike number 1. Nothing to score. The Menor Cardinals lead. Here's the pitch. This one low. And Gentili unable to keep this one in front of her. There, an odd little slide from Toledo in at home, but 2 balls, 1 strike to DeDante. Next pitch from Arth. This one sent over to the right side. Milligan handles, beats the runner over there at first. No throw on the home. That'll score run number 12. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 4th. Maddie Beam Jones, the second baseman in today's game, 1 for 1 on the day with a walk, an RBI, and a run to her name as well. First time facing Braylon Arth. Here's the pitch, and this one cut on. Fogarty handles, and the throw on to first should be in time, and indeed it is a routine little play. Once again from Fogarty, doing very, very well over in the third base position, a position in which we haven't seen her playing yet, but there you go. Already 3 great routine, made it look easy plays, but Shaker Heights down by 12, and as we do in baseball, we step aside for the remainder of this game unless it gets back to that single-digit deficit. Then we will hop back on, but Shaker Heights down by 12 here at the end of 4. So thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be back for the very end of the game, and we'll tell you the story of how this one shaped out to be. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back then. And with Shaker Heights going down that time, they will lose this one 12-0 to the Menor Varsity Cardinals in a game in which they seemed to compete early on, especially after a promising second inning where they threw up another 0 to the board. But other than that, in the first, the third, and the fourth innings, 4 runs in each of them. And Shaker Heights just wasn't able to counter that with only 3 hits. They did do much, much better on the defensive error side. From last game, they had 10. This game, they only had 2, which was comparable with Menor. And that's something that they can definitely look forward to. And again, that's just something that Rosen was stressing to them on the bus ride here, I assume, in practices. And this Shaker Heights softball team still very, very, very much promising, even though they have had struggling and rough-looking results. They have been competing against some of the GCC schools, which is better than we've seen in previous seasons, and we'll see. There are more GCC rivals to come, but of course, we will be back with you to cover some baseball next week. Do be sure to tune in throughout the week. Shaker Heights actually taking on the Menor Cardinals. We should be home and away, weather depending. But thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. Everyone here, have a very, very good weekend. Shaker Heights will be losing this one. It's a 12-0 final, the advantage of the